Hello, this is Charles Lewis again, the author of The Diamond Mind, The Law of Attraction, based on ancient scripture and modern day practitioners. This book right here is available on Amazon.com, Audible, Kindle, and iTunes. Today I want to talk to you about our fascination with this devil character. In order to do that, first I have to reinforce who you are. Number one, transformation requires sacrifice. And in order for me to be transformed, I had to sacrifice my propensity to blame everybody else for the circumstances in my life. Oh, it's mama's fault. Oh, daddy didn't do enough. It's society. It's the government. It's the white man. Most of all, it's the devil. The devil gets blamed for people's circumstances more than anybody else. So let me start off by reinforcing who you are. Jesus told the Pharisees, "I and my Father are one," in John 30. They called him blasphemous. So in John 34, he reminded them what their text said. He said, "Didn't God say in your law that ye are gods?" Now, Jesus and the Pharisees, they had access to what we know as the Old Testament. So it was already in the book, and he had to bring that back to their remembrance. Forget scripture for a moment. Let's just look at it from a secular standpoint. The fact that you are God, or the Spirit of God is in you, is even proven scientifically. I have a chapter in this book called The Scientific Argument, and I'll just read you an excerpt. It says, "The most abundant elements in the universe are hydrogen, helium, oxygen, and carbon. The most abundant elements in a human being are hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, and nitrogen. We have 3 of the top 4 most abundant ingredients in common with the limitless and ever-expanding universe. We are all made from the same stuff." So just our chemical makeup proves definitively that we are part of the creative source that created us. So this should encourage you. I mean, because all of those attributes that are ascribed to God, besides the anthropomorphic ones that ascribe human characteristics towards him, you can receive for yourself. I go on to say later on in that chapter, have you ever been thinking about a person and they suddenly call you out the blue? That right there is a form of omnipresence. I also said, have you ever been in a crunch and at the last minute summoned an enormous amount of strength, resolve, or genius that delivered you out of harm's way? That's because you're omnipotent. Now you need to receive this. You know, there's only so much you can achieve. There's only so much of your potential that can be realized if you really truly believe that the power comes from somewhere outside of yourself. The power is in you. You need to receive it and clutch hold to this. Now on to this devil business. Good friend of mine, OB, sent me some scriptures earlier. And I just want to go over those right quick. Isaiah 45:7 says this: "I form light and create darkness. I make well-being and create calamity. I am the Lord who does all these things." So, and there's another one I want to follow up with. It says that in Isaiah 46:9 says, "I am God, and besides me There is no other. Okay. Now, I've already given you a pretty decent explanation as to why I think that you are God. The Spirit of God is in you, and you have all of those attributes that have been ascribed to him. So you need to take responsibility for the circumstances of your life. However, as the devil comes in, there is no other but God. And in God are all things. So guess what? I am the devil too. All of us have good and bad and indifferent inside of us. He gave us that power. There's no just devil on the shoulder telling you to do bad stuff. That's you. That's your misinterpretation of who God really is. All things. Without, what did he say? I am God, and besides me, there is no other. Okay? So, you have to realize that there's nothing outside of you that's forcing you to do something. Not how other people treat you. Not God. Not the devil. It's all you. Again, it says, I make well-being and create calamity. I am the Lord who does all these things. So, just take responsibility for the circumstances of your life. Like and subscribe if you feel so inclined. Good night.